Travis Wayne Goodsell. Wore myself out today, but got that morning video up as I said I would in the video. Looking at the church news, I'm noticing a pattern again. So back when I was suing the church, I noticed that the church news seemed to be replying to my filings, and it was clear that Nelson was using the church news to respond to me. And since that time, I've noticed that the church news and even the Deseret news have been responding to my regular videos that I do. And so I'm seeing that emerge still. So apparently they're still stalking me, and apparently they still see me as a threat, despite YouTube's silencing of me. But there's several that I'm going to bring to your attention here. One was my call out to put a stop to Nelson receiving the Great Black Man Award. Nelson is a white supremacist. I don't just say that out of hate. I say that out of fact. I've got the evidence of Nelson as a racist, as a sexist, as a bigot, as an anti-Semite, etc. I was thinking I should probably do that video, just his clips of him being a hater, because he reveals that he's a hater, and yet they gave him the Great Black Man Award. And so, church news: Elder Rasband meets Deputy President of South Africa. Yeah. Anybody remember Mandela and the Great Black Man Award? So the church is trying to counter that Nelson is a white supremacist by showing they have black friends. In South Africa, even. That's the first indicator that you're a racist. When you do a photo op with a black man after a racist controversy. That was the whole thing with forgetting his name. He's the first counselor now since conference. He was resurrected and given a promotion and a raise. He's now the first counselor in the young men's presidency. Wilcox. Brad Wilcox. That's it. He had been exposed as a racist, as well as uncomfortable settings with children. And the church did not remove him from all his callings. They instead put him on hiatus, sent him on an African tour. And then he came back, gave the prayer at conference, and then this last conference was promoted to first counselor. So the church is okay with Brad Wilcox being a racist and pedophilia. So, this is a new apartment for me, and I've been going over how the church, when I was in the shelter prior to this, because the church rendered me homeless. They intended to murder me, and it was for the book that I've been showing you, Way to Perfection, because it revealed the plot that they were going to overthrow America. And so I pointed out how the church, and they're still doing it, they're profiting off of the homeless. They're human trafficking the homeless. They didn't donate money. That was an investment that they are getting back. It's called laundering money. And so, yeah, it's atrocious what's going on there. And nobody did anything about it. And so here we have the church news, the church and Life Moves. See, they never get involved with any charity directly. They only go to corporations and give the corporations money, because it's expected that the money will trickle down to those in need of the charity. And thus why the shelter is in such horrific conditions, inhumane conditions, criminal conditions, hostage taking, human trafficking, not necessarily sex trafficking that I know of, sort of. Memories on the corner of my mind. But, so is it in here in Utah? Hell no. The church never helps Utah. It's in San Francisco Bay. But again, this is a business deal. Life Moves is the company they're working with to make money. Just like the shelter. And so the church keeps putting those up there to deflect from my videos. So the Mormons go, "No, Travis, you're lying. You're wrong. The church is doing charity. They're good." You really need to watch R-rated movies. I mean, seriously. This is why the church doesn't want you watching R-rated movies. They don't want you to watch The Godfather. They don't want you to watch The Sopranos. They don't want you to learn of the criminal operation of the church. And so, yeah, I watched them. And, oh, that's what the church does. Oh, crap. I'm in the Great and Abominable Church. All right. And, yeah, NAACP and the church host black leaders, again, in San Francisco. Going back to the racist stuff. Trying to say, no. See, the NAACP, they've been compromised by the church. It's horrible and despicable what the NAACP is doing just so that they can get money from the church, even though it's minuscule and the church is still making a profit off of it. It is shameful. And it was a long time ago. It was in 2021. Wasn't that? When was the Black Lives Matter protest? That was in 2020, wasn't it? So yeah, it was in 2021 when I remember the news article that the leaders of the Black Lives Matter protests had been siphoning off the money for personal use. You can't help the people you're helping if you're a criminal. And that goes for the church as well. Not too long ago, I again brought up the water problem. as water has been a problem in Utah. I again referred to the woman in 2019 who had reported about the girls' camps of the church here in Utah being poisoning the girls. And the church covered it all up, forced the government to turn a blind eye to it. And so here you have clean water as a gift. So the young women of the church are undeserving of the gift of clean water? Is that what you're telling us? So you got to be very careful when you're trying to cover up your crimes and sins, because you've already amened your priesthood. But now you're getting abominable. Church helps with water projects in Rwanda. Because I did that. They had that was Ballard. They'd had the anniversary or flashback of back in the 80s when he went to Ethiopia, and I did this video. And the way it was written, Ballard prayed for rain. He had millions of dollars from the church to spend, and so he went and prayed, and it rained. And what happened to the money? And so here you have clean water as a gift. But yeah, Ethiopia is worse off than when the church went in with the money. But it rained. But still, everything the church touches is destroyed and made worse. Rwanda? Prepare to hear in the next couple of years about how worse it's going to get, if not sooner. Elder Bednar teaches and testifies about temples. Oh, I'm doing a thing. But temples. I've been doing videos about the covenant path, which are the temple covenants, loyalty oaths to the church over America, where Nelson, in the Law of Chastity, has changed it, ordering women to divorce their husbands and allow him to marry 11-year-old girls. Oh, cringe. Because you got to put all the pieces together. Once you know that Nelson is evil, going back in his conferences, I'm finding bombshells of stuff that he's been saying. And you guys just focus on lazy learners. And so, yes, Bednar. And I did the video about Bednar's other video, Come to Zion. And so now, it's a double thing here. He's now trying to say, stay in your own country. You have a temple there. Don't come to Zion anymore. I'm willing to bet you. But I said in those videos, they only want the rich and the obedient. In other words, those who are divorcing their spouses so that the man can marry more women. It's a loophole in the system. And the church is ordering you. These are covenants. Do you not understand the covenants? Do you not understand when Nelson says follow the covenant path, obey the covenant path, keep on the covenant path? Do you not know what he's talking about? No wonder he's frustrated with you. Have doubts? Make Jesus Christ your foundation. I did the video because it was on the front page of the website. Always, the answer is always Jesus. That's a brainwashing technique. That's where, regardless of the linguistic science, you interpret it as Jesus. That's how people get caught up in cults, is because of this exact same tactic. And so does anybody remember about the parable in the Gospels, replaced by the Christians of the Jews, about the sandy and rock foundations? And I think there's even a primary song about it. The wise man built his house upon the sand. The wise man, or the foolish man built, yeah, you got it. Yeah. And so, who's Jesus Christ? He's the creation of Roman Emperor Constantine. He created the word homoousion. And it only has one definition. Not real. Sandy foundation, anybody? In fact, we can call it quicksand. And here you have a member of the 70 instead of any of the prophets. No, the answer is always Jesus. Let Jesus be your quicksand. Replacements. Bees. You have to watch the movie. I don't think it's R-rated. I think it's PG-13. What rating is the movie The Replacements? PG-13, yeah. You can watch that, can't you? I do know Mormons who forbid PG-13 movies for their kids. And there are even some who say no movies. Banned. And then we'll do one more here. 5 ways the church is being a wise steward of the earth. The church stole the water from the Great Salt Lake, causing the drought. And so it's now fixed. Why? Because the church gave it back. But yeah, there were some bad consequences of this. We had the excessive snowpack, as Mother Nature was furious with us for causing the drought and overcompensating. But also the flooding, and we're in wave 2 right now. I expect tonight's news to talk about more flooding that's occurred here in Utah. But yeah, I saw the mountains today as I was out and about. The lower half of the mountains gone. All that water has flooded from the first wave. And so yeah, as we warm up this week, in the weekend, I guess. Yeah, we're at the end of the week, aren't we? We're going to see the snow at the upper levels also starting to melt now. And so more flooding on the way. So yeah. But yeah, you can see if you follow me and you follow the church news, or if you just wait for me to do the church news, you will see that they're responding to me. They're giving their reaction to my videos. And you can see they're stressed. They're very concerned that I'm doing videos for you guys. And you guys aren't even appreciating it. You don't believe. So yeah, I'll throw in a comment reply too. One lady said, since you studied history so well, answer me this. Why is there no evidence for the Lamanites and the Nephites? Because they don't exist. I thought that would be a no-brainer. I put that in my comment reply to her. She thinks that I think the Book of Mormon is literal history. Oh, Mormons and ex-Mormons both frustrate me. You guys don't pay attention. And so yes, I also linked her to the new video I just put up. What would the world be like if Joseph Smith wasn't murdered? To help her understand why the Book of Mormon is and what it's about.